Today is DailyCyber 101. Okay, so what's going on today? Got some bad, got some good, and then probably a little bit of a rant about cybersecurity. So let's talk about the bad first, get it over with. This morning I've been having a little bit of a rough day. Hit myself in the head by accident with my Joby stand and my apparatus for my video. I had it on a table beside me. I wasn't paying attention. And then what happened was, as I was moving around, I hit the table and then it came down and hit me in the head. Fortunately, knock on wood, nothing happened to this, work of art, this beautiful face. I didn't get a scratch or anything. I thought I did. I felt like a burning and a little bit of, and I was like, oh no, like did I scratch myself or did I cut myself? Because the one thing with the stand, and I'll show you a picture here. What you can see here on the top is that you can see that bar, that mount is hard like metal, and it's good for support, but it's not good to get hit in the head with. So just an FYI. Next, I have a cleaner that comes in and cleans my place ever so often. And the reason why that is I subscribe to Tim Ferriss's 4-hour work week systems, and one of the recommendations that he had is that if you're worth, say, and I'll use these numbers as examples, if you're worth $100 an hour, so if you work and you get clients and you're doing your work and it's $100 an hour, and you need to do other tasks, video editing, cleaning your place, handyman work, whatever that may be. If you can pay someone anywhere between $15 and say $25 an hour, now let's use $25 an hour for round numbers. If you can use $25, if you can pay someone $25 an hour to do the work that needs to get done, so that's cleaning, some maintenance work, whatever that may be, you still make $75 an hour as long as you're doing your work. It's your hour for hour. So you still make $75 an hour profit. And then what happens is now you have more time, more flex time. You're able to do more things. You're not have to finish work and all of a sudden do all these other tasks. You're done, right? You've got everything done. You've got your work done. And then you've got all the extra tasks that, might need to get done as well. So it's a win-win. So I had my cleaner come in. And what happened was, I don't know if you have blinds, but I have blinds in my office. And they have these plastic slats. And as they were cleaning them, the slat broke. It snapped. So I was like, oh, great. This is another frustration. So I get hit in the head. A slat broke in my blind, or 2 slats broke in my blind as they're cleaning them. So I was like, oh my God, what else? So I watched a YouTube video, figured out that there's a way to fix them. Just move the slats around, remove the one that's broken, and then move all the slats up and just kind of replace it, because generally with blinds there's extra slats. And then it'll be resolved. Just it's a little bit of time consuming. So that's kind of the challenge I've been running in today. And then just some emotional stuff with one of my family members that passed away. Things are starting to kind of bubble up to the surface. So all that's going on this morning. It's only like 1:47. But the good today was, when all this was going on, I was able to get my workout in. I was able to get some meditation in. I got some study in as well. And so I got all the good stuff done. It's just all this other, crappy stuff that happened in between. So I was just like, come on. I was having a good morning, and bam, I get hit in the head. So I was like, okay, let's ice my head, make sure this is not ruined for, my face for radio. And then moved on to studying, got my studying done, and then as I was studying, then the cleaner came in going, oh, by the way, I'm sorry. And I was like, oh, come on. So I got everything done, got my studying done. I'm kind of excited. So now I'm just running some errands, getting some food, and then I'm going to get back to the office, get some Python study in, fix my blind while I'm watching a training video or training videos. And then from there, call it a night and just disconnect and relax. So I'll catch up with you a little bit later. I'm going to go run in and grab some food. Okay, so I got some study into this afternoon. I'm really excited, Python programming. I found a book online. Actually, no, I was emailed by Safari Books Online They emailed me a book, a recommendation, because they saw some of the books I've been reading and are interested in are more security based. So they sent me a recommendation for Defensive Security Handbook, first edition. It was released April 2017, written by Amanda Berlin and Lee Brotherston. So I don't know if Lee's a man or a woman, but those two authors wrote this book and it just came out. So might be of interest to you to check out. I highly recommend Safari Books Online as a resource for security if you are a reader, just because they're constantly coming out with new books, and then you can always request books that you might want to have access to. So it beats buying, and I got resources here, buying books after books after book and having them when they go into first edition, second edition, third edition, right? So at least this way you can read the first one and then go to the second one, and you're not collecting a whole bunch of books and then that you have to later get rid of because they're outdated. So just a thought, just a recommendation. What else have I been working on? Udacity. I went back and I started to do Udacity again, which the course is a free online course to introduce computer science, which they do cover Python programming, but it's a little more into computer science and the thought process of how you should be thinking when you're programming. What else I wanted to talk about? That, and one of the great things that I think I'm finding more and more is as I read and learn and can be connected, is the yin and yang, the light and dark of security. And what you find is that you really have to be connected. You really have to be passionate about constantly learning. This has to be something that you're constantly in. Now, if you're not, I think cybersecurity should be taught to everyone. All right, it doesn't matter if you're a dog groomer, you don't have anything to do with IT, which in this day and age would be pretty awesome. I mean, if you're that disconnected that you don't have any electronics, but if you have anything, laptops, computers, smartphones, anything like that, you should be keeping your ear to the ground about cybersecurity, because you can get compromised from your smart devices, from your Internet of Things devices, which could be your TV, your refrigerator, your heating, your lighting, like you name it, your car. I mean, you have to make sure that you're educating yourself and you're staying on top of it. And companies, if you have a company and you're looking at implementing cybersecurity or you're looking at security practices, you have to look at 360 approach. Something I'm reading and I'm seeing more and more is that larger companies, some mid-sized companies, do a great job of setting policies, procedures, best practices, and set all that up. But what I'm finding is they're not looking at the home user. And what I mean by that is, yeah, they might set up a VPN connection, which is encrypted. What happens to little Jane Doe that comes home from school and connects to the same network, the network at home? They connect to daddy's, modem, and they go surf on the internet because they're playing Minecraft or whatever, watching YouTube videos or anything like that, or on Facebook and Snapchat. And they're doing that off their iPad, their iPhone, right? I'm using that as an example. But what if they're doing that? Now they're on the network and they click on an ad that comes up and there's malware there, and that malware goes out through the network, right? And daddy's laptop is, VPN connection. Once he opens up, it's like a Citrix connection. He opens it up, it has a secure connection. But what if daddy's laptop's connected to the home network that gets compromised? Right, now he's got this malware on there, and the malware starts running when he connects to Citrix, right? And it's an encrypted connection. Now that encrypted connection is going to the server, right? Now, most of them have. Oh, actually, no. If you had and I'm just trying to think this through. If you had a network intrusion detection or prevention system, if the data is encrypted as it's going through, you might not be able to see it. From my understanding, and correct me if I'm wrong, potentially you wouldn't, because it's encrypted, right? The data is encrypted. So if it's encrypted and it's put now on his work PC or the work share drive and the malware is there, now what? So, and I'm sure the servers are scanned and all that, but just something to think about, right? It adds more layers of work and potential vulnerabilities. So we really have to think about, teaching people, training, education of people working from home, going home and evaluating their home network and setup, how to isolate it so that that person is from working from home is only connected to that network and it's secure. So all these different things. So if they have to set up two local area networks or two subnets, right, that are divided. So if there's a home subnet and then maybe there's a work subnet, and that they go out and they're completely divide the traffic's completely divided. So that what happens is daddy's secure, the home network is kind of secure, but if they go out and they get compromised, it doesn't affect daddy's work, right? Or mummy's, not to be sexist. So something to really think about. And I know it's a little bit of a rant, but just things that are on my mind. So that's it for my video today. Just remember, I'm going to put up here, software is hackable, being connected is vulnerable, and I will see you next video.